problem was we told the kids that we had a big recipe for trail mix, and it called for 1/4 a cup of raisins, a half a cup of M&Ms, and a third a cup of peanuts. And our problem that we posed to them was that we wanted to make snack size bags instead of one big bag. And so we felt we wanted to make 4 snack size bags from this one recipe. And the students had to basically figure out how to help us make these small bags. And they did this in many different ways. And using VoiceThread as a way to have the students comment on the posters wasn't only helpful to them, but great because we had automatic documentation of student work. So we didn't have to carry home posters to look at their work, or even keep them in the next units because we had documentation of them for planning for future units. So as you can see, they solved them in lots of different ways. They showed their thinking in different ways. And the comments that they made were really interesting. One thing that they did really well is they were able to say what they understood about a poster, even if they did something different, as in the case of this poster.
I see that they found a common home, then added the ingredients since they found a common home, and then divided it to get their answer. I wonder why they asked.
So what's great about this is that the students who were commenting were really wondering why they decided to add all the ingredients up first and then divide, as opposed to dividing each of the ingredients. And those were 2 different ways that children approached the problem. So it shows that they're really looking at the poster and thinking about the math. Another thing that was really great was students were really thinking about things that were confusing to them. So here's an example of students talking about things that were confusing.
I'm confused about where is your answer, because I don't see an answer. I see how you explain what you did, but you're supposed to have a sentence saying the answer.
So this is really great because the students are really looking critically at the posters, but when the students who actually made this poster go back and listen to their comments, I think they'll be like, oh, should have put what our final answer was, and in their next work when they do the same kind of postering, then they'll be sure to write that down. So the students are really helping each other to make their thinking more clear and their posters more clear. And then also, students are really you can hear them when they're explaining their thinking, that they're really processing how to do the math. And here's an example of that here.
I noticed that that this poster, they showed that they put the recipe bags, and then they split it into 4 groups and to make it 4 bags. Kathy E and Yasmin they had 1 bag and was split into 4 groups with the raisins, nuts, or M&Ms. Then they divided the bag by 4 and got 1/16 for the 1/4 bag, and it turned into a 1/16 bag. Then they took the half of bag and divided it by 4 and got 1/8, and the 1/3 bag and divided it by 4 and got 1/12. What I understand about this is that Yasmin and Kathy E, they split up the recipes into 4 small groups to get their answer. So it'll be 4 small bags.
So this was one of the comments that we used to begin our whole class conversation the next day, because you can see through the poster and this child's comments that they're really starting to understand this idea of taking a fraction and dividing it by 4, and what that might look like when you're drawing it out, and how 1/4 divided by 4 is 1/16. So there are just lots of different ways that you can use this tool for math. And what was great is that we could look at these after the students did them and then plan for our future lessons. So there's just a lot of positives to using this for math. And I feel like now we're just thinking about how we can move forward and help the students use it even better.